Your goal is to be able to consistently find 5 handles that you can see manifest before it delivers in price. You will have that skill by the end of the year. If you listen to me, you will fucking be able to do that, and nobody will be able to take that from you. They won't be able to troll it out of you. They won't be able to cause you to have doubts. They won't be able to fucking cause you any confusion. They're not going to distract you. They're not going to lull you into do some kind of dumb shit over here. You're going to find 5 handles a day, and 5 handles a day on a 1 mini contract is $250 a day. That's not a lot of money. But when you consistently make that every single day, I guarantee you 70% of this listening audience, it's more than you earn a week. And that's just one contract. So what happens if you parlay that up and you get to another $10,000 in profit? Now you can do two contracts. Now you're making $500 a day. And then you make another $10,000. You can afford to do one more contract. So now you're making $750 a day. So you all want to do what you see these fuckers on Instagram and fake shit. Oh, I flipped my account this month. No. Show me precision entry, impeccable risk management, consistently. That right there makes millionaires. And you can start with any amount. Any. But in the beginning, I'm going to take that 5 handle for the day. I'm going to scrunch it down into 2.5 handles in the morning session. And I'm going to tell you, here's your homework for the afternoon session. You're going to look for the other 2.5. And then over a period of a couple weeks doing that, then I'm going to say, okay, we're going to look for our full 5 handles in this session. Then I'm going to give you homework that you have to find that next session in the afternoon. You have to have 5 handles there. So what does that mean? If you can continuously and consecutively find that setup like that, how many handles are you making a day then? 10. That's $500 on one contract per day. You don't need to use 16 contracts to make $4,000. I will show you how to make $4,000 in one full pull, 1 entry to 1 exit. Fuck these clowns, okay? These people are literally teaching you to do the most stupid shit, and they want you to pay them $5,000 for it. No, you don't need that, folks. You don't need that. You're listening to an old fuddy-duddy 50-year-old man that knows this shit like the back of his hand, and I can't wait for you to see this stuff laying in your hands that you can pick it up anytime you want. Like a tool that you've trained with and you know exactly how to do it. How it can hurt you, and you don't do those things to hurt yourself. And you'll be able to choose when you want to get in there and do something. Because let me tell you something, even on a shitty day, you can get 2.5 handles. And I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that. And then I'm going to teach you exactly how to get that 5 handles in the morning and 5 handles in the afternoon. And I'm going to teach you risk management. So that way, if you want to win trading competitions, you're going to be able to do that too. You're going to be able to scale this as big as you want or as small and consistent as you want. You want to treat it like a part-time job? I'll teach you how to do that. You want to turn this into a fucking empire? I'll teach you how to do that too. It's going to cost you nothing but showing up each day. That's all you got to do, folks. That's all you got to do. Take notes and just listen. Because I'm going to prove this shit to you on these charts live. And then a fucker out there is going to be able to say anything about it. Not one thing. Not one thing. You are getting ready to embark on an exciting experience. I fucking wish I had this when I was coming up. Like, I wish I had this. And I'm doing everything I can, and I'm planning all the exercises and everything that I'm going to put you through exactly how I wish. Knowing what I know now, looking back at my 20-year-old self, the perfect mentor, the perfect guy to listen to and learn from would be able to do what I'm about to do. I'm not enticing you to trade with live accounts. I'm not enticing you to go with any broker. I'm not enticing you to use any particular funded account. Notice I don't do that. I don't rep brokers. There's somebody out there right now pretending to be me saying that this is the broker that I recommend. I don't recommend any of them. They're all fuckers. They're all going to fuck with you some way, shape, or form. Start making a lot of money and they will fuck with you. Trust me. You're going to get slippage. You're going to get requotes. It's just the way it works, folks. That's just the way it is. They're small little nuisances. That's all it is. And that's why you don't want to have all of your money in one account. You want to spread your money across several brokers, and one account only, one account. That's the one you parlay up. But everything else, when you make money, you take it out. Don't leave your money sitting out there. Anything can happen in a brokerage firm. We could have a big major crash, a flash crash that nobody expects. Not even me. Something can come out and boom, market just shifts itself. And brokerages can go under. And you don't get your fucking money, folks. This is gone. So you don't want to have everything, all your eggs in one basket analogy works appropriately here. So I don't represent any broker. I don't represent any funded account. I never tell you to join a brokerage firm. I never tell you this broker's good, go here. I don't ever say use this funded account. I don't ever do that. That's why I don't do commercials for people. I don't do product placement in my videos on YouTube. I get lots of requests to do that every single month. They email you and say, would you be interested in letting us do a 30-second commercial, and we'll pay you $5,000 for it. No, thank you. I don't want my channel to be that way. I don't want that. Because that means I'm saying what? I co-sign your product, your service, your brokerage firm, your funded account. I don't have that. And I have people that are reaching out that want to start that partnership with me, and I am not going to do it. So there's no incentive for me except for your success. That's it. That's it. That's all I want to see you do. I want to see you do well. I want you to send me emails occasionally once in a while. Say, hey, look, this is what I was able to do. Thank you so much. I was able to help this person. I'm doing this over here. I'm building a hospital. I put a wing on the hospital over here. I'm putting a orphanage together here. I've funded this entire village of individuals and I've gave them food for the next 90 days. That's treasure to me. I don't give a shit about online clout. I don't care about that. I want you to be able to feed yourself and your family and help others and be passionate about doing that. And most of you wouldn't even think doing that because you can't hardly make your own bills right now. But once you are able to do this consistently and you can make another stream of income and you decide when you're going to do it. And small losses like a flat tire going to work, they're inconvenience, expenses. It's not fun. It's irritating. That's what losing is in trading. That's exactly what it's like because it's measurable. You know exactly where you're going to put the stop loss. You know why, if it goes there, you're going to get stopped out. And you want that to happen. If you're wrong, you want that to be the very mechanism that prevents you from losing more. How do I get over the fear? You go through it. You just walk forward. That's it. You just keep walking forward. But if you're walking forward with no stop loss, recklessly over trading, adding more contracts when you're already down, trying to dig your way out of it, then you get results like you see some of these YouTubers out there doing. That's not what you want to do, folks. That's not. Have a very easy, low-hanging fruit objective. Something that's easy, a target that can be easily reached. I think, and somebody that's been trading for a while probably snickered earlier when I said 2.5 handles. Okay, 2.5 points. 2.5 points is nothing. But high-frequency algorithms will fire in there all day long, going up and down in the same day, doing that all day long, and make, well, a lot of money. But they're losing too. They're getting that ebb and flow, up and down, up and down, up and down. They're not always winning. But they know over the course of the day, ripping into that marketplace over and over and over and firing in there constantly, catching fluctuations of 1.5, 2.5, 3 handles. Once it gets there, they're out. They're not in there trying to get the daily range, average daily range. They're not trying to run for buy side liquidity. They're not trying to run for sell side liquidity. They're just in there getting fluctuations over and over and over again. They're capitalizing on that minor fluctuation. Algorithms that are engaging the market. I'm not talking about the algorithm that the market engine uses for price delivery. I'm talking about traders, entities on the outside that are trying to capitalize on price fluctuation. So don't be discouraged by 2.5 handles as, oh, it's not worth my time, bro. No, you can do a lot. You can do a lot with that. because you can take that and scale it and say, okay, I know I don't have a whole lot of time to be doing anything in the marketplace because my schedule won't permit it. Okay, fine. But you can find 2.5 handles. You can get that. Not that I'm encouraging it, but on a smoke break at work, a bathroom visit while you're at work, while you're walking through the mall, while you're waiting for your wife to pick out the shoes that she doesn't need, like I have to do sometimes. Okay, I can't stand being here. She's going to ask me, do you like these? Man, why are you going to put me in a situation where I'm going to lose no matter what? You know what I'm talking about, gentlemen, right? I have to be distracted from that. It'll drive me crazy. So I'll go on the phone and there it is. I'm in Trading View messing around with something. 2.5 handles is easy. That's literally like fruit hanging on a tree that you just walk up to and grab a hold of it, pluck it off. Whenever the fuck you want. Whenever you want. As long as that market's moving, you don't need to be in those times I've told you to trade in. I'm going to teach you how to trade outside those times. Those times are for students that have never studied price action. They want the highest degree of probability on their side. Then you trade in those times. With experience, you'll know how to engage the marketplace outside those skill zones, those times of market action. The 8:30 to 10:30, that's your sweet spot for the morning session. Now, inside that time frame, I'm going to zero in onto specific times where it's highly probable for certain things to occur, and they're called macros. All of that is going over your head right now, but trust me, it's undeniable when I'm looking at it and showing it to you on a chart, 1 minute, 5 minute chart. That's the smallest time interval. I mean, you can go on the second chart, but it gets a little spotty on the second chart because if it's a rip and it takes off, it'll create a gap, which is fine. That's another opportunity in itself. But 1 minute and 5 minutes is going to effectively communicate exactly what you should be doing across all time frames. Don't listen to these yahoos from Goldman Sachs that tell you in videos, if anybody tells you that they can trade consistently with intraday charts I've done, I couldn't make it work, so they're a con man, run away. Okay. I wish they were sitting in that CPI Twitter space I did where I called every single minute candle like I knew it from yesterday. That's what it's going to be like, folks. That's what it feels like to know exactly what you're doing, what you're not supposed to do, what shouldn't happen in price. A lot of you, 12,000 of you, at the time I closed that Twitter space on last Thursday, were listening to me, and I was outlining the very candle's movements, why it should do this and why it shouldn't do that. It's going to be a totally different experience when you're watching it in the chart too. But 5 handles is what I want you to focus on. That's your goal. In your journal, that's what you're looking for. Okay? I guess it'll be, equivalent to a pip in forex. I'm not saying that we're going to be looking for 5 pips in forex. To me, unless you can get 10 in forex, because you have a spread that you have to beat in forex. So everything that I'm teaching you with index futures, you have to look at as a minimum range of, can it move 10 pips? 10 pips has to be. If it can't move 10 pips, then I wouldn't even consider doing anything with it, because you have the spread, the dealer spread going in and coming out. You don't have that so much in index futures, and everybody's price is the same. You don't have that with forex. Everybody's quoted high on Eurodollar or any time frame is going to be slightly different. It's not consistent because you're trading in your broker's liquidity pool. In futures, you're trading in the liquidity. There is no outside sources. This is it, which is why professionals go there. That's why large firms execute in those markets, because they're not going to have the same funny money games that forex has and crypto has. Okay. Let me check my notes real quick here. So by looking at having a very small window of expectation on what you should be trying to pull out of the marketplace, that being 5 handles. If we go through this process and you take 3 months And you can't get 5 handles, but you can show a record of you doing consistently 3 to 4 handles each time you do it. You're not there at 5 handles, but you're able to go in there, see when it's going to likely move in one direction or the other, and you can time it with a small time frame. Because if you can time it with a small time frame, you can time it with a larger time frame. The larger time frame just takes more time to deliver it, but it's the same thing because price is fractal. It's the same things that are occurring on these small 1 minute and 5 minute charts are occurring on weekly and monthly charts. It just takes a whole lot more time. I don't have the patience for that. Some of you might have the patience for that. You may have the predisposition to do, hey, I can do a trade on a weekly chart. I don't want to go anything lower than a weekly chart. I don't know how anybody could do that because that's an incredible amount of patience. I don't have that much patience. I can change my mind very quickly. I can have something distract me and take me out of a train of thought, and it takes me time to get back in sync. So if I'm a trader that requires just daily candles, and I get a news report or something happens and we break out into some kind of conflict in another country, or a scandemic breaks out again, something to that effect, all that stuff's going to take my attention and dilute it from what I'm trying to do in the marketplace, and I won't be able to focus. So because I am obsessively compulsive and I'm bipolar, I'm wrestling a lot of mental baggage, okay, that I can't fix. I'm hardwired this way. I can't fix it. So I found where I can engage, where it gives me plenty of opportunity, even if I lose my focus. Someone distracts me, my children distract me, I'm late to my chart because of something, I have to eat something, or I have to, relieve myself. We're all human beings. Something has you away from the charts and you can't be there. Okay, that's fine. A 1 and 5 minute chart puts me right back in sync with things, and I can find another setup. Every single 60-minute candle has an opportunity for you to trade that 2022 model. What? Yeah. During those times, I've taught you to focus on, not every hour, during those hours of 8:30 to 9:30 to 10:30. Every hour candle, if you strip that down to 15-second candles, that 2022 model exists there. What? Yeah. There's a, what was the, there was a children's movie my youngest son drove us to a couple years ago. Dr. Seuss. Something, the fact that like there was this elephant or whatever, at least it looked like an elephant, and they lived in this world or whatever, and he heard somebody talking, or these little characters talking in this flower or something. The memory is vague, but I remember when they zoomed into this world, it was a whole lot of things going on inside there where it's microscopic. Well, if you're looking at an hourly candle, and imagine that you had a microscope and you drilled down into that 1 hour candle and how much movement took place inside that 1 hour candle, and you look at it through the lens of a 15-second chart, that 2022 model is there every single hour. The fluctuations are not going to be monumental, but that same thing can be programmed and coded as an algorithm that fires just like that, autonomously. Your perception of price is so heavily taken out of focus with the books, the logic that people teach you, that don't know how the price is really going to book. They have no idea where it's likely to go next. And the evidence is how they're trading. Like, I watch live streamers just because I want to see when I see their expectation on a marketplace opposed to what I'm expecting price to do. I have a 90% edge that my setup at that moment is going to work at that time. Now, when you hear that, that sounds like you're a jerk. You're arrogant. Listen to what you just said. You're shitting on all these live streamers. No, I'm not. I didn't say one live streamer. I didn't specifically name anybody. There's 7 of them that I follow. A couple of them are just very inconsistent. Some of them are consistent, but collectively, when I have all of them, when all of them are looking for something and they start using keywords like, there's no way, or I think it's really gonna, when they start using descriptors, I'm listening for that. They're on very low volume when I'm looking to do a trade. And when I hear all of them start chattering the same way, oh, I think it's going to go down when I'm looking for the buy side liquidity. And when I see a fair value gap or institutional order flow entry drill, or it runs sell side on a 1 minute chart or a 15-second chart, and they're saying that very thing at that moment that they're expecting it to go down, oh, it's going to break here. Watch this trend line break. Watch this descending triangle. It's going to go this way. All the moving averages are pointing down. That's exactly what I want to hear. That's exactly, because it's like, that's it. I have that very moment encapsulated in time where smart money is arm wrestling neophyte retail traders' logic. That moment, that very, very instant, you're in a 90% bracket right there. Now, some of these live streamers are still making money in that day, but I'm listening for that sentiment reading that I'm trying to get that from them. I'm not in their live streams shitting on them. I'm not talking about them. I'm not trolling them. I'm not doing any of that. And most of the time, they're not even aware that I'm there. But I'm listening. I want to hear their descriptive tone say they are committed to this going one direction or the other. And I'm waiting for that to occur when I'm looking for my market move. And if I have a PD array right there at the time and I hear that, I don't smile, I don't smirk. I just know that, okay, I have now retail sentiment telling me exactly what I want to see as an opposing view. And because I trade with smart money logic and concepts, that arm wrestling match between someone that reads retail books and is reacting to price versus I'm sitting and waiting. I'm waiting for something to occur in the market, in price, and I know that retail traders, that's why you see me sometimes comment saying, retail wants to go long here. Retail thinks this. That's the very time I'm hearing, if you see it ever in my live recordings, or I'm annotating the chart while I'm in the trade, or we're about to move a stop or take partials or whatever, I'm listening to that. And that's why I'm prompting it in the chart, because I'm getting feedback from live streamers that are telling me that that's what they see. And when they lose and it goes the other direction, the more disgruntled or the faster they feel like, oh no, or oh, they sound like they're surprised, the better the trade is. So I know I'm going to run to my buy side or my next partial rather quickly at that time. And you'll see me say what? I want to see speed and distance. Oops, ICT just let the cat out of the bag. That's what I'm doing. I'm listening to retail traders literally tell me the opposing side, real time. And that gives me the juice with my own concepts, knowing that, okay, this is going to really deliver nice. But in all actuality, it's occurring all the time. If you don't believe me, look at some of the posts I've done where I've done my executions, and you'll see students say, I got stopped out there. I thought it was going to go the other direction. How did you figure out that was a long, or why'd you go short there? I was trying to do the opposite. So even in that capacity, you can see that it is a phenomenon there. So I absolutely love the fact that these souls out there are willing to put themselves out in front of the entire world and push a button and share their intelligence or lack thereof. Not to be disrespectful, because some of them are streaming before they even learned how to trade. But others are out there being profitable, but I love hearing them become very committed to one side of the marketplace. It doesn't mean just because they start saying, hey, look, it's going to really crash down here, or it's going to sink. It's no way it's not going to go down. Just because they say that doesn't mean I'm going in there fading them. That's not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying is, if I'm already anticipating something, and then I hear the retail squawk box that I create with these live streamers, that moment when they do that, that to me is that's it. That's the last check on all the boxes that need to be for a really quick, low resistance liquidity run. because it's exactly when they would not expect it to occur. And I'm capitalizing on them because they're trying to keep their social media equity curve increasing. So they want to constantly give engagement to their viewers, and they want to constantly sugarcoat and entertain. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's absolutely commendable. And if they're consistently doing something and they can make money, great, who cares? I'm only trying to tell you what it is I'm listening to these live streamers for. I'm listening for that moment, that very moment where they're absolutely now committed. If I am expecting something in the opposing direction and I have a PD array I'm watching, when I hear them say that registration of committal on their part, and if it's just one of them, not so much. But when they all start, and it's almost like they're crickets, they start chirping together, like, it's weird. It's a crazy phenomenon, but it's literally like Fade 101. If you're using the things I'm teaching you in price. Not all the time. Not everything they say can be faded. That's not what I'm saying here. But that's why I'm listening to specific live streamers. So please, if you know that I'm a follower of your live stream, that's not meant to be disrespectful to you. Okay. I think what I just said was rather balanced. I didn't make anyone sound or imply that any of them were failed traders. I didn't say that at all.